Hey guys, this is Jake, Raucus, and Cool Matt here for the Optic Gaming press conference for the Houston Outlaws.
This is from Hatpire. Why do you guys hang back so much on Numbani defense?
I could take this one. Numbani defense is a very important map to not over-aggress on, because it's very easy for tanks that position well to get behind you if you try to aggressively move into the attackers. So denying them that kind of counterplay, it's a delicate dance on Numbani. So it's very easy for someone to get picked, but the fight can just as easily go our way. So it's just an easy point to swing one way or the other, and you have to be very precise about your movement. So it's very dangerous to go aggressive. So we like to play a more conservative style.
From Clever0490, how does practice differ from Assault Hybrid 2CP?
Answer the question, but you answer it too. Or like
Restate the question.
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't know how to answer this one.
Practice different between Matt. You want to take this?
What was the question again?
How does practice differ from Assault Hybrid 2CP?
Practicing the different maps, each map really has its own style. So if you look at the map design is really important too, not just the game mode, because some maps will lend to strategies that allow for more flanking, whereas other ones are just really straightforward, a lot of corridors, very linear, and so you have to plan around the maps mostly. The mode's important too, but it's really map design is the most important thing. Like I said, learn the flanks, watch the flanks, play the flanks as well, and on the maps that are a little bit slower, you just want to focus on staying together and pushing to a different area together.
From Memax17, do you think New York outplayed you, or do you make mistakes that give them opportunities?
I don't think New York outplayed us. I think that we had a few mistakes that we made. I guess like some decisions we made before the game started and inside the game affected our our win-loss, I guess. I feel like they definitely did not play us. I feel like we just need to go over a few things and not make those decisions again, and we would have came out with a victory if we did that.
That isn't to say that New York did not play extremely well. Yeah, they're obviously a very strong team, and because they're so strong, we're going to be able to learn a lot from how they play and incorporate some of their tactics into our strategies.
I just want to add, I have a ton of respect for all the guys on Excelsior, especially with our history competing against some of them at the World Cup. We know they're talented players, but we also know that we can beat them. I think the #1 takeaway for me after today's loss was that it didn't feel like there was like a player that was just too good that we just couldn't beat, or a strategy that was just too strong that we couldn't answer. It was really across the board, team play. Just we need to tighten up our team play, make sure that we're have better strategies to stick together in a long fight. I think when things get chaotic, our inexperience as a team shows, but when we're able to control the tempo of the game, and when we can basically play our game and push them into that style, we're really, really successful. So that makes me really happy as a player, because I know that our future is bright. If we're able to find success in controlled situations, it's just a matter of time before natural synergy and natural chemistry start to kick in and carry us through longer fights and more complex engagements.
From Jovial J, what is your favorite thing you've seen a fan do so far?
I think my favorite thing I've seen a fan do so far was at the World Cup stage. Someone had, actually, sorry, at Santa Monica, someone had a sign that said, "Raucus's Anna had two eyes." I don't know why that was funny to me, but I remember looking up in the crowd over and over and watching this guy hold the sign and shake it vigorously. It was actually super funny to me.
Let's switch out to new guys.
That was actually,
Thank you.
it was like.
Yeah, I remember. The guy was like, "Whoa." Also, you remember the guy who had Adam's fucking head, just literally a picture of Adam's face cut out? That was hilarious.
I'm gonna
Oh.
Hey.
No, Raucus, give the chair back.
Juicy my chair.
Stand by.
Please stand by. Middle boy again. I can forget the
Sure. I like
just
that.
to spice things up. Can the camera see all of us?
Mocha.
Yeah. It's like a wide lens, you know?
Yeah.
Give him the mic so he can say it.
Oh, go, pal.
Yeah,
Join us, chat.
From G Genji, what's your opinion on the dive comp? Is it too strong, overwhelming in the current meta?
I don't think it's necessarily the dive comp's too strong. I think that the way Overwatch is designed, and I mean most FPSs in general, mobility is just very favored most of the time. Like being able to be mobile and have like high verticality and horizontal just movement and quickly is super important in FPS games like this. And I mean, you've been seeing a lot of quad tank recently and triple tank, and it's just on points like Horizon where you can just run directly on the points and you can stand on points. That's when like the movement isn't as necessary. But in like wide open maps and a lot of situations, the verticality and the high mobility of a lot of the heroes is just, it's too necessary not to run.
From Barkwolf Bankin, Linkser, what's your best advice for lining up Widow snipes?
I think a lot of I do with Widow is like pre-positioning your crosshair, but it's kind of hard in Overwatch. So it comes from playing a lot, but also keeping a lot of attention, kind of how certain characters like to move. There's like you can't really in like competitive like find out how certain individual plays unless you play them a lot. So it like how do Tracer like to blink? How does enemy Widow, and like you kind of keep grinding that process of how to place your crosshair in like optimal position and then go for the shot.
From JKizzle00, do you feel like there's an endurance issue in the later rounds, or is it more related to map selection?
I think it's not necessarily endurance. Like we're not fatiguing ourselves, but I think we're kind of losing control. Like we're losing our discipline, and that's something that we have to work on. Other than that, you know, there's some maps that we have way better practice than others, such as Junkertown, but we'll be working on that in the future.
From B-Ball Chick, what did you guys learn from running the Roadhog DVA combo?
The Roadhog Diva comp, it's quite unorthodox, but it's something that we've been practicing in scrims a whole lot. We've actually pretty much used it every scrim, and it's to varying degrees of success, but I think it's actually like a really strong comp. Strong enough to like, we've been running it so much in scrims, like even other teams have like been taking it from us and trying to run it. It's Temple of Anubis it's such a hard map to take that it's having like all the pick potential that comes from all these heroes, it just really adds up. Like you have the Widow that they have to worry about. As Winston, I mean, you obviously like there's the sustained damage and like the verticality that helps him a lot, but when you have the Roadhog and you throw him into the mix, it's just another pick threat that you have to worry about. And then you got like Pharah, Mercy, which just has so many one-shot potential. It's just all about slowly working picks instead of yeah.
From Treminidish, what do you think you could have done differently to beat New York?
I mean, that's a bit open-ended, but I think the things I'd like to work on to beat like not just them but any team is to make communication more efficient. You know, like when you make a call, it's a clear call. Everyone hears it. Everyone understands what it means, and everyone starts moving towards like the same objective when the call comes. And I think like a lot of talented players, but just using everyone more effectively will get us wins.
I just want to add, I think as the season progresses and like with how long the season is, I think the way this roster was built, we're obviously like a bunch of very mechanically skilled players. We're also very intelligent players who look at the game from a similar point of views. So I think like playing Fusion in our first game of the season was kind of unfortunate because we can't like it was their first time ever on the stage, so we couldn't really pick around them. And we had 8 maps. We played 8 different maps over our 2 games, and a team like New York only had to play their 4 maps. So it was a lot harder to like analyze them, and as the season progresses and we're able to, there's more matches, I think it'll really help us when we're able to watch VODs and actually like practice around the way the enemy teams are going to play instead of just practicing our own game. And I think that when we are able to do both, it'll help us tremendously.
Last one from Vanna Blackrose. What do you think of all the fan art?
Fan art is legitimately my favorite part of being a pro. I'm dead serious. Like it's so I go through, I talk in our Discord, like the Outlaws Discord, all the time, and I frequent the fan art and the Ask the Team channel because I just love interacting. But like the fan art is just, oh man, it's so good. It's so good.
I just like it's actually just like surreal, just like going on Twitter and just like seeing someone like drawing a portrait of yourself and posting it on the internet, you know, like,
and everyone's
like that is crazy.
Dude.
Yeah,
everyone's so good.
Like
at it.
amazing artists just drawing pictures of you. It's amazing. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for watching. This is the Houston Outlaws press conference. I'm Banny. This is Linkser. This is Muma. Thanks for watching, guys.